If you've been watching me for a while, then you know that I have done a lot of things.
Y'all hear son? What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Chrissyy Talks. Y'all can call me Chrissyy. We're YouTubers. Let's talk about it. Now we're gonna start this video talking about Jenna Marbles, aka Jenna Marbles. Now she is one of the OG YouTubers who started back in 2009 and gained over 20 million subscribers and over 3.5 billion views. Last week she uploaded an 11-minute apology video saying that she was moving on from YouTube and didn't know how long she was doing so. Now, she was addressing videos back from 2011 where she was impersonating Nicki Minaj while wearing blackface, another video in 2011 where she was mocking Asian people, and another video in 2012 where she was ranting about girls who slept around and she was saying that that was internalizing misogyny. So she was really making this video owning up to her shit in the past and saying that this is a time where, you know, people are getting themselves together during quarantine, during Black Lives Matter. There's so much shit going on in the world. So she was addressing herself. She checked herself and said she was moving on. Jenna Marbles didn't receive the same backlash as a lot of other people or a lot of other YouTubers. A lot of people were thinking that Jenna Marbles was genuine, and I don't watch her by any means, but from the few minutes that I saw, which a few minutes is not enough for any type of judgment, good or bad, it did seem like she was genuine. You will never know if these YouTubers are being real or not, but I fuck with you, Jenna. You might be invited to the cookout or whatever. Now let's talk about Shane Dawson. So Shane Dawson, aka Shane Lee Ya, is also another OG YouTuber who started back in 2008 and gained over 35 million subscribers and 7 billion views over the course of 3 different channels: Shane Dawson TV, Shane Dawson, and Simply Shane. Now don't y'all think it's funny how around these sensitive ass times why people try to be extra nice? Like, I've been getting $5 and $20 tips from white people and police officers at my job, and it's like, hold up, why didn't y'all do this before? Because bitch, I was broke then and I'm broke now. Now, even though it's a sensitive time, there are some people who see this as an opportunity. People will think that this is the perfect time to come out for their racist comments, their racist past, and try to apologize, thinking that it's cool, thinking that they're slick. And when I say apologize, I mean apologize for money. But after Jenna Marbles came out with her apology video last week, Shane Dawson thought it was a good idea to come out with his 10,000th apology video for who knows why, I don't know. I honestly feel like he thought, okay, well, this is the perfect time for me to come out like Jenna Marbles just did.
Right now is very much a time of wanting people to be accountable, wanting punishment for people, and I agree. And that's why I'm making this video. I saw Jenna Marbles' video and it really inspired me. Felt like a sign from the universe that I want to do this.
She got good feedback. All this is going out, hashtag Black Lives Matter. I think he wanted to receive praise and he wanted to finally move on from all the stuff that he did. It didn't work out for him because he didn't just impersonate Nicki Minaj. He impersonated Nicki Minaj, Randy Jackson, Chris Brown, Wendy Williams, and so forth. But don't worry, we gonna talk about it. So let's talk about Shane. I'm not invested in Shane. I have not watched one video of Shane, and frankly, I don't care for Shane, but I know about Shane. From the racist comments to the pedophilia to fucking animals to wearing blackface. There is so much to fucking talk about that it makes no sense. Because why am I even making this video? Why is he even still a thing? Why is he a topic of conversation? Why is he trending? This person who is still collecting fame for all of these things that he's done, including the offensive, racist, and just straight up derogatory, nasty shit that he's done. Now, Shane has a whole racial comedy background that involves a lot of skits. Many of these came from his first YouTube channel, Shane Dawson TV, that he started in 2008, that eventually would climb his way up to the success that he has today. Now, in Shane Dawson TV, he was playing a variety of characters, one of the famous ones being Shanedawson Jones. Now, Shanedawson Jones was a character. She was a white girl who was pretty much racist, but perceived herself to be a light-skinned black person. We all know that Shanae is a name that's very stereotypical and is associated with quote-unquote ghetto black women. If we're being honest, if we're being real about it. We also had other characters like Gangsta SDZ. Ooh. That was for you, Shane. Barb the Lesbian and Guadalupe, or Fruit Lupe, which is a Mexican who had a Cholo accent. Aside from this, he blatantly wore blackface. As I said before, he was trying to impersonate Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Randy Jackson, and Wendy Williams. Why, I do not know. How you doing? And probably so much more. Another incident that he did was back in 2012 at VidCon. He encouraged 2 teenage girls to get on stage and he told them to engage in what he believed was ghetto pranks, aka talking about chicken and twerking. Again, something that is stereotypically associated with black community. 2018, Shane gets exposed for a 2014 comment he made on his podcast, Shane and Friends. So it sounded a little bit pedophilic, if you ask me. He made a sexy comment about a 6-year-old girl who wore a cheerleader outfit, and then he continued on the conversation way, justify pedophilia, which there's no way you could say that this was a joke gone wrong, I didn't mean it, my bad. We're just gonna read a little bit of the conversation that I got from BuzzFeed News, because I'm pretty sure, as you guys might expect, it's hard to find some of these things. So according to BuzzFeed, Shane said, she shows me her Instagrams, which are like, first of all, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like, she's like sexy. His co-host calls Dawson disgusting, and Dawson continues to say, first of all, let me just say having blank with children or blanking children or anything of that nature is terrible and you should not do it. Thank you so much for letting us know that. Here's my thing. People have foot fetishes, people have fetishes about, you know, everything, and there's websites on the internet where they can look at that weird creepy shit and jerk off to it. Okay, fine, everybody do your thing. So why is it when somebody looks at Google's like blank baby on Google and blanks off to it, they can get arrested? And his co-host says because somebody took a picture of a naked baby. Just keep in mind that he was about 25, 26 years old at the time of this podcast. I kind of identify as some sort of journalist, and I feel like everybody has a voice regardless. I don't really care or want to give Shane a voice, but in response to all of this backlash, he did say in a tweet, no, that video is all jokes taken out of context and has all the punchlines removed. It also is illegal to claim someone is a pedophile and do 6-year-old jokes as proof. I grew up, I changed my content, I apologized countless times for my shitty offensive jokes. Instead of dragging me down, people should use me as an example of a creator who can change and better themselves and their content. I'm so proud of who I am today. Good for fucking you, Shane Dawson. What I have to say about that is that he seems like the type of person who says sorry and is just saying sorry just to say sorry so we could all move on. It's like that Kim mentality where it's like, okay, I said sorry, like, can we move on from this already? And it's like, no, we can't move on from this, because every single day you're capitalizing off of people that you have offended in one way or another, in ways that we have seen and in ways that we have. But to also say against that, at that point, is it our fault or is it his fault? Because we're also feeding into it and he is eating up those benefits, honey. So I also see someone who is a grown man at that, apologizing for these things that he said. And listen, we grow up. Like, I've said this, I'm not the same person that I was last week. I am constantly growing up. At the same time, I just turned 20 years old. And at the same time, I know what is right and wrong, what is offensive and not offensive. I know better. So it's like, how do you not know better being 20 and still continuously making jokes from 2008 up until within 5 years ago? And last year, he was exposed for another comment that he made back in 2014, 2015, again on his podcast. A joke, I guess, that said that he was fucking his cat. I don't get it, but it's just all around sick and disgusting on top of all the other things that he has done. So in response to that, he said, I didn't F my cat, I didn't come on my cat, I didn't put my D anywhere near my cat, I've never done anything with my cats. I promised myself I wasn't going to make apology videos after last year's thing, so I'm just trying to be as sure and honest with this as possible. Again, he says, I've apologized many times for all the dumb shit I've said in videos and podcasts over the years. I've learned my lesson over and over again, and I'm more confident now in my ability to be entertaining by just being myself and not being so shocking for laughs. And for anybody looking for some type of explanation, he said, my goal with this podcast and with my videos years ago was to tell shocking stories that would make people laugh and scream, oh my god, no you didn't, and think I was so crazy. It's embarrassing and I fucking hate myself for it. I feel like without my past, I want to be who I am today, and I want to be able to grow and spend my energy on things that blah 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 blah. It's all the same bullshit and it's repetitive, the same type of apology. I don't know, man. This is just, I'm giving him his spotlight, giving him his apology for the 10,001 time. But I want to again point out that all of this stuff is recent. This stuff happened within 10 years ago and within 5 years ago. Like, Shane Dawson is turning 32 years old next month. Sir, you are grown. You were making these type of videos and saying these type of things when you were 20, 24, 26, 27, and so on. At what point did you grow up? Tony said it best. He needs to get the fuck out this bitch. Now let's talk about his life, even though it really doesn't fucking matter, but I know somebody's going to bring it up. For those of you guys who don't know, Shane Dawson grew up in Long Beach, California. He was overweight, so he was bullied often for that, and he went through mental and physical abuse by his alcoholic father who left him, so thus he was raised in a low-income single female household. So of course his diehard supporters or people who still support him try to be like, well, he grew up in a hard life, he went through this, his father did this, and blah blah blah. How does that translate to these racist, pedophilic, and fucking animal type jokes and comments and skits. How does that relate to all of that? So I want to say this because this scenario has stuck with me to this day. It's a scenario where two sons grow up in a house with an alcoholic father. One son becomes an alcoholic just like his father, and the other son doesn't touch alcohol because of his alcoholic father. I just want to point out that nowhere in that scenario does it say that one of the sons becomes racist, pedophilic, and fucks his cats. But I will also say, I'm not going to say he's a racist, pedophilic, or fucks his cats. I'm just going to say he made a lot of racist comments. He made pedophilic comments. He made comments about fucking his animals. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say that's what he is, but I'm going to say that's what he said. And none of that will come off of you having an alcoholic, abusive father. And to go beyond that, it's like, it's one thing to grow up in a shitty environment and to acknowledge that part of your past has, you know, fed into how you grew up and the person you are today. I'm not saying that Shane has used this as an excuse, but I'm saying that a lot of people who support him will use that as an excuse, and it's just not, because he's grown. You could acknowledge who you are, you could acknowledge your past. It's what you do after that that really makes the most sense. We know better. We just know better, and we have too many resources to know better. So if you don't want to know better, if you don't want to be better, that's completely on you. And even though he has apologized throughout the years, he still went to VidCon at 2012 telling people to do ghetto jokes. He still made these comments in 2014, 2015 on his podcast. So it's like, you can apologize all you want, but it's like you still continue to say some crazy and wild shit. And to say that you just wanted to make some shocking jokes, there are people, there are comedians who still live in their career, and they may say offensive jokes or they may say things that seem a little racist, but there's levels to it. And he took it to a far ass level that it just crosses over to blackface and saying the N-word and commenting on 6-year-olds, and it's a big ass, long ass stretch. But like, yeah, like I get the whole, I want to shock people, I want to say the craziest stuff, I want, like, but you can do that without offending people. We could do that without seeming like a pedophile. Like, people aren't just calling you a pedophile just to call you that. It's because of what you said. And for him to say, oh, they took out the punchlines, they took this out, they edited this out, but it still came out of your mouth. And in what way did you think that was funny to say anyway? Like, who would talk about naked babies and people jerking off to them? And it's just like, how do you explain that? And that also made me forget the whole reason why Shane Dawson is trending today. Shane Dawson is trending because the other day a video resurfaced of him jacking off to a poster of Willow Smith when she was 11 years old. I'm sorry, like, there's so many things I don't even want to say in this video because it sounds nasty to come out of my mouth, but that's what he was doing, and that is why people are back on his ass, because I believe it was just that after that he posted his apology video, people were, I guess, looking for something, or it somehow resurfaced, because it's true, like, you're apologizing for all this stuff and there's so much more things that you haven't apologized for in our faces. So that video resurfaced, and which is why he's being canceled yet again. And I feel like it's hard, like, I don't understand how he wouldn't be canceled, and this is why I have such a lack of faith in cancel culture. It only brings temporary attention to issues before people just blow over it in the next couple of days. I don't know, I really don't know how he's gonna move past this, but he's moved past so much shit, like blackface, saying the N-word. Okay, cool, YouTubers have done that. Justifying pedophiles. Okay, he somehow went past that. It's crazy that even that blew over. Him fucking his cat, that blew over. The vidcon, that blew over. It's like, it's hard to think it's really gonna do anything when someone has that much power. It's crazy though, because I know for a fact that people do have that power to take somebody down like that. And if Shane becomes the first example, then bitch, we taking a whole YouTube community down. Now, Jada Pinkett Smith said to Shane Dawson, I am done with excuses. Mind you, this is the mother of the daughter of the minor who he was jacking off to in that video, and she didn't yell, she didn't scream, she didn't make a whole video, she didn't make it a point to cancel him. She just said that she was done, and that's the energy that we need to have, honestly. Now, Jaden Smith, Willow Smith's brother, said, Shane Dawson, I am disgusted by you. You're sexualizing an 11-year-old girl who happens to be my sister is the furthest thing from funny and not okay in the slightest bit. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. Willow Smith or Will Smith has not said anything as of yet, nor has Shane Dawson, of course. there's just really no justification for this at all. Like, I don't understand it. But like, we don't need the context. It's what he's not getting. We don't need no context. We don't need the unedited version. It was just wrong. We don't know him. We don't know what he's really thinking. But at the end of the day, what was done was wrong. There's not really much that needs to be said past that. I feel like we're at a time that, though this generation is so sensitive, it seems like any beauty guru or any famous white YouTuber gonna hold up a sign that says I am racist the whole time they're filming a video, and all they gotta do is say an apology video and it's okay. If he truly believed that what he did was wrong, then he would insert himself out of the situation just like Jenna Marbles did. In his latest apology video, he says that he deserves to lose everything. Then lose everything, because when somebody tells you something about themselves, pay attention. But that is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down what you guys think below. Do you think Shane Dawson is canceled for real this time? What do you guys think about Shane Dawson? Do you think he is a pedophile? Do you think he is a racist? Do you think that what he did was wrong? Do you think that what he did was justifiable? Does it look like he was justifying pedophiles? Do you think he fucked his cat? Comment down what you guys think below. Follow me on Instagram and on Snapchat at Chrissyy, 2 S's, 2 Y's. I love and appreciate you guys, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye guys.
She the God, she the God, she the God.